Hi, and this is Mike Garner from MrMikeGarner.com, coming to you from my hammock for your personal growth and spiritual development. Chilling out on a day that's hot. At the moment, there's a heat wave all over Europe and in the UK, which must be very good. I'm here in Thailand, and whenever you're watching this, I hope you're enjoying a wonderful day and wonderful weather. We tend to rely on the weather, don't we, to cheer ourselves up. This little presentation is all about relying on yourself and being independent, irrespective of what's going on around you. And I've said that before if you've watched my presentations on YouTube, Vimeo and Facebook, that you should be independent of the opinions, good or bad, of other people. And those things are easy to say, but they're not always easy to do. As you can see, I'm very open and honest about the way that I live. All of my life I've worn my heart on my sleeve, and I'm a bit like Marmite really. You either like me or you don't. And I've realised through my life that that's got nothing to do with me, although in the early parts of my life, and even as a young adult, I sought approval. Through your life you seek approval of your teachers, your parents, your friends. You do a lot, don't you, to get on. You have this belief that to get along, you've got to go along. You've got to be influenced, if you like, by the gang, the group, your reference group. You know, you've got to be popular. But you don't. You just have to please yourself. The people who will like you will be like you. And if you're not behaving naturally and you're trying to please other people, then the people that you're trying to please are actually indirectly controlling you. And if there's 5 people in a room or in a group or in a meeting and you're trying to please everybody, those 5 people as individuals, you're going to have to be 5 different people. Because as you talk to, say, John, you're going to have to do what you know John likes you to say and be and do. And then you speak to Susan, and then you speak to David, and then you speak to Helen. These are just fictitious names. But you end up having to be a chameleon. You're never yourself. My advice, from my experience, is to be yourself. Be honest, be true, be loving, be caring, be kind, be constructive. But be yourself. Don't be a clone. You are unique. And you don't have to explain anything. You don't have to wear your heart on your sleeve unless you want to. You don't have to justify anything. You don't have to tell people your stories unless you want to. Most people aren't interested. When people ask you how you are, they don't really want to know. Basically, most people in a conversation are just waiting for the gap so that they can tell you their stories. And in a way, that's good because you know your stories and you might learn something from their stories. And people aren't really interested in how you are, they're more interested in what you can do for them. So what I do in my life is I have a one-line introduction, if it's for business, what I call an elevator pitch, which is basically saying, hi, my name's Mike Garner. I help people overcome the obstacles that stand in the way of their health, happiness and success. And if that goes over their head, well, I don't talk about it again. If they've got a question, then I answer the questions. I don't tell them all the stuff that I know, that I've learned over 62 years of my life. I answer their questions because their questions and the answers that they get are they're more invested in that, they're more interested in that than me telling them stuff that they're possibly not interested in. And if my answers don't satisfy them, and quite often my answers are very straight, very black and white, very direct, I'm a Taurus, I'm a direct, I'm a bull in a china shop, I'm strong-minded, and I say it as it is. But I'm kind, I believe, and I'm giving, and I'm earthbound, I'm grounded. That's what I believe. You might think differently, but that's my belief of myself. And as I say, your opinion is irrelevant, because I'm independent of that, because I like myself. Then I tell them what I think, and if people like my honesty, and people do like my honesty, and some people don't like my honesty, but that's up to them, and those people will come back for more of me. They'll use my service, my product, they'll benefit from my friendship, and everything that they get from being associated with Michael, me, the man, or Mike Garner, Mr. Mike Garner, the brand. So don't explain, just say it as it is, and don't make disclaimers. So many people say things like, I don't mean to be funny, or I'm not being rude, and then you know that immediately after they said, I don't mean to be funny, or I'm not going to be funny, they are being funny with you. And when they say I'm not being rude, they are being rude. But allow people to be rude, allow people to be funny, and then get away from those people if you don't want to be around them. Don't complain about your friends, because you chose them and you can unchoose them. I've got very few friends personally. I know loads of people, but I tend to have around me the people that vibrate the same way that I do, that are like-minded, on the same frequency, on the same wavelength, we say. So I suggest that you do the same. You'll attract what you radiate, and if you've got lots of negative people around you, look at yourself, because that means you're radiating negativity. If you've got lots of happy people around you, then maybe, well done, you're a happy person. And it goes with all the emotions: positive, adventurous, fun, musical. So if you're musical, you'll attract musical people. So if you've got a world of negativity and doom and gloom, then I would suggest that you've created that. But the beauty is that you can create something better. And if you want to know how to do that, I'm the man to talk to, because I'm into all things energy, consciousness and manifestation, self-mastery. So don't explain yourself, you don't need to. You don't have to justify anything. Just say it as it is. Be comfortable in your own skin, like yourself, and don't complain, because nobody's listening. And it's a waste of energy. Just get on with fixing the problem. Stop worrying. If there's nothing you can do about it, then don't worry, because there's nothing you can do about it. And if there is something you can do about it, then get about doing something about it. And be positive about what you're doing. The whole world is about change. Your whole life is about change, and change is sort of quite uncomfortable for a lot of people, but I find change exciting. It's challenge, it's growth. Nothing worse than being in a rut, even if it's a positive rut. That can be boring, and there's no energy in that. You need positives and negatives, ups and downs, lefts and rights, yeses and nos. That's the duality of the five-dimensional reality that we live in. And just accept it for what it is. It's just an experience. And you're here just to experience, and so are other people. So allow them their opinions. Don't be offended. I was listening to a comedian on YouTube talking about being offended. And there's so many people at the moment who are shutting people down because they're offended. Well, okay, you're offended. Nothing happens when you're offended. Doesn't kill you, although the stress of being offended can change your body chemistry and your brain waves, and you can kill yourself. But if you don't like something, don't show up, don't turn up. If you don't like somebody, don't talk to them, don't be there, don't complain, don't explain, take responsibility, be positive and constructive, and realise one of my favourite affirmations is that if it's to be, it's up to me. If it's to be, it's up to you. You create your own mental health, you create your own physical health, your own emotional health, and your own spiritual vibration. And that's really powerful to know that if it's to be, it's up to me. If it's to be, it's up to you. And the fact that I'm swinging in a hammock in Thailand, in a beautiful property, with a swimming pool, is because it was up to me to create this. And if I'm happy here, I stay, and if I'm not, I go. And whoever I've got around me, if I'm happy with them, they stay, and if I'm not, they go. And I do the self-work. I always look introspectively at what part I had to play in it and what I can change to improve the situation, raise the vibration. But if it's to be, it's up to me. I don't expect much of other people. And there's another wonderful expression, which is, why do you cross oceans to help people when people won't cross a puddle to help you? And it's so true, isn't it? Particularly for a kind, compassionate person, that quite often you give. And people give back very little. I could tell you loads of stories about that, but those would be my stories, and I'm sure you've got plenty of stories of your own about the fact that you give people loads and they give you a little back. But, don't be a people pleaser. I've learnt that one. Do it if you want to, and do it because you want to. Don't do it for what you get back, because I've learnt that you get quite often very little back, and actually abuse and criticism. So the abuse and criticism is an opinion which in the past used to really bother me. Can you hear the birds? Beautiful. Yeah. Very natural. But abuse and criticism, unless somebody headbutts me and punches me in the face or kicks me between the legs, it's not going to hurt me. Sticks and stones might break my bones, but names will never hurt me, I was told. So don't be worried what people say, what they think. It's irrelevant. Be independent of that, as I said at the beginning. Please people because it pleases you. And in the word please is the word ease. So if it pleases and eases you, if it puts a smile on your face, give. Expect nothing back. And if you get something back, that's a bonus. But you're very happy just to give. So don't complain, don't explain. Be independent of the good and bad opinion of others. And be yourself, be your unique self. So there's all the birds now going to bed. You can see them. Someone's just gone past on a motorbike, having done a hard day's work in the fields, while I'm lying in this hammock talking to you. If I can help you with any of the stuff that I've said, you know where I am, here in Thailand, but I'm always online, and I help hundreds of people online all around the world. So I look forward to talking to you. Check back for more updates from me, Mr. Mike Garner, from mrmikegarner.com. Don't forget, if it's to be, it's up to you. Take responsibility. Do the self-work, because the world comes from you. And if the world's coming at you, you've got it wrong, and I can help you with that. God bless. Namaste.